Okay, well, the Blue Jays have officially punched their ticket to the postseason.
Ground ball to second. And the Blue Jays are going to the postseason.
Not an enormous eruption of cheering from the fans because it was in Kansas City. They just watched their team lose 8-5 to the Jays. However, for Jays fans, there was relief. They snapped a 4-game losing streak and, of course, secured a berth in the playoffs. The team now is going to try to win the American League East Division for the first time since 2015. So let's turn once again to Adam Peddle, Nick Paleog, host of the Blue Jays Today podcast. Good to see you guys again. So here we are. The Jays, we now know they're going to be in the postseason. 4 games, the magic, or 4 is the magic number, gents. Adam, I'll start with you. What do you make of, like, the last 5 games have really given a lot of fans a lot to be nervous about?
Yeah, especially with that offense. Basically, they were on a 4-game losing streak, and they collected 3 runs total. And for a team that was their entire strength all season long, was scoring runs up and down that lineup, anybody could do it any given day. It really just fell back to just George Springer's the only one that was doing anything on the team, and everyone felt silent. But they did outburst for 8 runs yesterday. That was very encouraging. But that's baseball, right? Like, you go through these, like, slumps, and they went through a slump. But the reason why it's so magnified right now and why everyone's worried is because we are 1 week away from postseason. They are going to come back to Rogers Center tomorrow on Tuesday, begin a 6-game homestand. And hopefully that can kind of get them right, get that offense back on track. It's a little worrisome, I get it, guys, but we should be okay. This is the Toronto Blue Jays. We played a lot of games this year. We should be okay.
Okay, let's turn to you, Nick. Are you as optimistic? I mean, we saw that the Jays certainly were in their celebration with the champagne and goggles in the locker room, making the postseason. But that's coming off of, breaking their 4-game losing streak and that 20-1 loss against Kansas City. We spoke to you guys a few days ago, and, the message was if they can just hold on, But with Bichette, injured, hopefully he's going to be back to play. Is holding on enough?
Again, to your concerns, to Adam, because there's everyone's concerns, I do think that they are valid right now for certain. Those 4 games, they were a tough watch, and we did watch them, crossing our fingers that they would clinch every single time, and they were incapable of doing so. So I do think that there is a mild element here of the mental aspect, the mental hurdles. The lights are starting to get pretty bright right here, and every game, every run does mean that much more. But I'm going to then take all of that. I want to bring it to the Rogers Center, because at home, this Toronto Blue Jays squad is a very different team. That's why I think getting that playoff bye, winning the division, being a higher seed than other teams come October baseball is so important. Because when they're on the road, they're a 500 ball team. They win half the games, they lose half the games. We don't want to be on the road. We want to be back at home in the Rogers Center, because that is where we do our damage. So let me put it this way. If the offense this week struggles at the Rogers Center, okay, there is a reason for concern at that juncture, but I don't believe that they're going to. I don't think Adam believes so either. I think they're going to come back home. They're going to take care of business against the final 2 opponents.
Let's hope so. And at least they get to play in front of a home crowd for the next 6 games, and that'll be a loud, raucous crowd because they're playing such meaningful ball. And, one of these games, hopefully they could win the AL East. That would be super exciting. Yeah. Adam, the pitching. So much of baseball comes, obviously got to hit the ball, but pitching is so key, and we saw that 20-1 disaster the other day. Has John Schneider given us any indication of what the rotation may be as we head into October?
He hasn't said anything, but I think we can kind of do a process of elimination right here and kind of get an idea of what the pitching will look like. Bullpen's always up for grabs. We don't really know what moves they might make at the end, depending on the opponent they get in the ALDS. But in terms of starting pitching, you can just eliminate a few guys. You can eliminate Chris Bassett. He just hit the IL this past week, which is very unfortunate. He was looking like he was going to get a start. And then you go down the ladder, and you got Max Scherzer, who struggled. He is going to get one more start this upcoming week against the Boston Red Sox. We'll see how he does. If he struggles, we might not see him get a start because it didn't look very good against the Kansas City Royals last Friday. But there are some guarantees as well. You got Kevin Gausman. You got Shane Bieber, who traded for. But then there's the magical, very exciting young kid in Trey Savage, who comes out. He looked great his first start. He looked decent his second start. Did get the win with him on the bump, so that's obviously encouraging. But he is kind of the key. If he can go out one more time and look good in this final stretch, maybe you look to him to start a game. There are some questions, but hopefully we get some answers this week.
Okay, yeah, and Nick, the bullpen. I mean, could Sir Anthony Dominguez kind of strategically move in there? Barrios, what's your take on how they strengthen that up?
I think that they're at a place right now where all of the roles that we had leading up to this juncture of time, they're effectively meaningless right now. Everyone is tired, and everyone's gone through good stretches and bad stretches. Adding Barrios into that pen, to me, indicates that we are open and willing to doing just about anything. I do still think that Jeff Hoffman is the closer, but other than that, everything is up for grabs. If you are throwing the ball well right now, you're out there, kid. We're seeing it right now with Trey Savage, too.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect this, but it's happening anyways because they believe that, this team could go all the way. So best 14 pitchers, they're going to see the bump majority of the time.
Absolutely. Okay, the boys from the Blue Jays Today podcast in their fan cave this morning. Nick, Adam, always appreciate this, and let's hope we can talk more good news when it comes to the Jays very soon. Talk soon. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.